NHL Fans 365, a hockey podcast where we talk about many different topics from around the league. And here's your host, Boomstick.
What's going on, guys? Your host Boomstick of NHL Fans 365, and we are here with episode 29, and it is the 10th of June, and what do you know? Our Boston Bruins admin has just arrived. How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. You're just in time. We just got done doing the intro music for the newbies out there, but that's okay, because you know what? We kick ass, and we're just awesome like that. Oh my fucking god, you're wearing your Bruins gear.
I have to. I'm at home. I gotta represent right?
Oh my fucking god. Oh, fuck. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna do that? Fine. We're gonna do it like that. Excuse me. Hang on. We're gonna treat it like a bitch. We're gonna do it like a fucking bitch. Let's just do it like that.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right, we join.
There we go. Much better.
Oh, see, it's all about the number on the side, too.
I see that. Brad Marchand. But I got the representative of America. Yes. So, that's that.
It's going to be a while before he's getting a jersey with this little patch on the chest.
You just had to do it, did you?
Oh, yeah.
And thus it starts.
Yep, so, anyway, what's going on, guys? What's that static? Is that you, Shannon?
Yeah, I'm kind of wrapping dinner because life happened.
I was about to say, what the hell is that?
Sure, I'm driving through a tunnel right now. No, it's aluminum foil.
I thought it was like your TV. I thought it was going, hey, you ever hear that theme song from Jurassic Park in Statistics? It's like, that's what it sounds like. But, anyway.
If it was, I'd be screaming, and I'd be like, I'd probably be screaming, like, get the salt or something, because, yeah, Supernatural fan in the house.
Well, yeah, obviously. So, yeah, sorry about the delay, guys, because Brett had to make me do it. I am sorry. Oh my god, you're dressed up too. Ah, fuck. It's a 3-jersey war. Ah, fuck my life. Alright, let's do this. What's going on, guys? Your host, Boomstick of NHL Fans 365, and we have our douchebag Bruin fan in front of us with his Bruins jersey, and we have our first timer on the podcast tonight, so let's get right down to it. So, on my left side of my screen, we have our Nashville Predators admin, hashtag RinneSetGo. How you doing?
Next question.
Ah, okay. Where's your sister?
She's helping out a family member with a car emergency, and today's been an interesting day, I'll put it that way.
I see. And then, for the first time ever in the history of this podcast, we have our Tampa Bay Lightning admin, and her lovely name is hashtag HowYouDrouin. How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. You excited?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. We're gonna have a lot of fun on here tonight.
Things about this, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. And last but not least, we have our Bruins admin, hashtag OnCluade9. How you doing, boss?
I'm good. First time doing it from home, so.
Hey, you know what?
Do it from the laptop.
Hey, you know what? It's better than nothing. Fair to say?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so we have a lot to talk about tonight, and I assume we would have a lot to talk about because obviously we have a lot to talk about on the show because that's what we're about. We're a show that talks a lot about hockey. So, anyway, we're going to talk about the KHL, and there's more evidence to the PK Subban situation. We're going to talk about Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah, Ryan O'Reilly and Evander Kane. We're going to talk about those two. We're going to talk about Phil Kessel, and we're going to talk about relocation and the 2 monster contracts that were recently just given up by Nathan McKinnon and Mark Scheifele. And then we're going to talk about Pavel Datsyuk. And I know it's kind of late, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So to start off, because we were talking about the KHL, why don't we start out with the new expansion team in China? And apparently the new team is going to be called the Red Star Kunlun's. And apparently their jerseys have just been revealed for the first time in the goddamn internet. And this thing is absolutely hideous. It's red, yellow, or I'm sorry, gold, and then you have black, and then it says Kunlun Red Star with a red star in the middle, and it has a Japanese dragon in the middle. I don't know if I can show it this. I don't know if you can see this, Shannon, but I'm showing it to the audience anyway. So here you go, guys.
I see, said the blind girl.
Aw, poor you. You're not Top Bay Fong or Helen Keller. I can tell you that for sure.
I mean, right now, happy.
Yeah, it's okay. You'll see it later.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting.
I don't know about you, but I mean, look at it. It's got the Great Wall of China on the bottom.
It's not as bad, though, as the Florida Panthers New Jersey, though.
Hey! I like the Florida Panthers New Jersey.
Yeah, the new Florida Panthers jersey is legit. I gotta say that.
I
like the old one. I like the old logo better than the new one.
That's fine.
The new one's got a cleaner look to it. I'll say that.
Yeah, it reminds me more so of like something from Disney.
Disney? Where the hell did you get that from?
King. It looks like a lioness.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the stupid meme they made about the Lion King. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, good lord.
But it looks like a lioness still.
Well, that's what cougars look like. Same.
Panthers, not cougars.
Well, it's a panther, cougar, mountain lion. It's all the same damn thing. There's just no mountains in Florida.
No.
Sure.
Yeah. You saw them, Shannon, the new China jerseys?
No, I haven't. So, let me look. If it's, come on.
I'll send it to you through the group chat, and you'll see it eventually. This thing is absolutely hideous. You're gonna probably be thinking, "What is this team is about? What is this all about?" But I have to.
Maybe it made me think of it. What the heck?
Yeah, really. What?
Ew.
I did not make this up. I am terribly sorry.
At the bottom. Oh.
Jesus God, this is awful. I'm sorry, but
That's like a fast disaster waiting to happen, or a McDonald's advertisement.
oh God, kill me. But I have to ask, including the jersey and including the idea of putting a KHL team in China, what is all this about? Please, I would love to know.
Introducing a new country to a different sport that they may not be used to seeing. I mean, an expansion team in China, well, I would have never thought that would happen. But it's an interesting concept. It's kind of like the Las Vegas concept, but it'll be interesting to see how it works out.
What's their mascot's name going to be? Jackie Chan?
Dragon. I don't know.
Either a dragon or Jackie Chan. It's going to be one of those two. I mean, oh boy. So, what does everybody think of this idea? I mean, seriously. You don't know?
It's interesting because, again, it's kind of like the Las Vegas thing. It's an interesting concept. Have to wait and see what happens in a few years, maybe.
Maybe. We'll have to find out. Let's hope the new Vegas jerseys aren't as hideous as this one. So,
I hope not.
I don't know. Steffi, what do you think of the new jerseys for the new China team?
Well, pretty much Shannon said everything that I was thinking, to be honest.
Well, let me ask you this then. What about the team in general?
It's really going to depend. I mean, I don't know.
I say this is going to be a big financial failure. I got a feeling this is pretty much asking to fail, and I know it will.
Yeah.
It is god-awful. I'm sorry. I mean, who puts the Great Wall... This is just as bad as the LA Kings RBKH jerseys from 2008. Do you remember those, Steffi?
Yes.
When it said Los Angeles on the bottom? Oh, good lord.
Oh, that sounds ugly just thinking about it.
Yeah, adding the color black and purple and silver in the same sentence.
Are they, the Colorado Rockies baseball team? That doesn't look too bad.
I don't know if it's the worst, but there's been some pretty bad ones. I'm definitely not a fan of the KHL team, though. I mean, I hope they succeed in China, sure, but I don't know if the players would actually be this embarrassed to wear it, or the fact that they're just waiting for it to happen. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the story will be. I don't have a fucking clue what's going to happen here. Let's just put it like that. Let's just put it nicely and say, Dear China, let's hope your team doesn't suck ass, and you don't hope you don't end up like the Atlanta Thrashers. From yours truly, NHL fans in the United States and Canada. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Oh, God. Like, does anybody have any legitimate ideas how this is going to work?
It'll kind of be like introducing hockey all those years ago to, non-traditional markets like Nashville, Florida, places like that. I mean, it could either work really well or it can fail miserably, So it's kind of a wait-and-see game right now.
I would say so. It's fair to say, but unlike your episode of Twin Hockey Talk, where you and Tina were talking about, traditional markets and not traditional markets, you were talking about the Atlanta Thrashers, of how shitty the fans were and stuff like that.
Actually, no. We were talking about how the fans, compare them to a non-traditional market such as Tampa or Nashville. They don't come out they came out, but they didn't come out as much as those fans. The issue was the ownership, we came to find out, because just bad financially. An interesting fact is that the same ownership team that owned the Thrashers, I think they owned a basketball team. The basketball team was $14 million over the salary cap. The Thrashers were $20 million under the salary cap.
Look at Arizona, look at Carolina, look at the small market teams. I mean, I can't count Tampa because Tampa's actually a pretty damn good team, so I can't say anything about that. I mean, of course, our Tampa Bay Lightning is going to run her mouth for the next 20 minutes about how great the Bolts are. She's got her jersey ready to go.
Yeah.
What do you got? Who do you got on the back of that? Nemetsnikov? How do you say his name?
It's Nemesnikov.
I would never know how to say that. It's like trying to.
Nemesnikov.
It sounds like. Namenestikov. I can't. It's such a tongue twister. I'm sorry. This is just as confusing as saying either John Van Beesbrook or Maxim Afinaganov. Oh God.
He's Russian. I mean, what do you expect?
I don't know, because that's what their mom and dad did. Their mom and dad had a baby, and they named him Vladdy. And they had that long-ass last name, so he has no control of that.
Well, it's because he was born in Russia.
Well, I'll give you that. And while we're talking about the KHL, I figure we just get this over with. And I know Steph's got a lot of feelings about this one, so just bear with me here. It's about Pavel Datsyuk. Yes, I said that. And he apparently signed with the SKA St. Petersburg in the KHL for 2 years, worth about $7.6 million, US dollars, and it's only 30 hours away from where his daughter lives. So that's not too bad from where it is. I mean, what do you guys think of that? After so many years with Detroit, and then signs a 2-year deal with the SKA St. Petersburgs.
Honestly, for me, I never really liked Pavel Datsyuk.
Because
I was never I don't know. I just thought he was very overrated and kind of a jerk. But now I'm kind of seeing they have had pictures come out on Twitter where I've been able to see what he's been doing, and he's been mingling with kids, and I feel like I'm getting a whole new view of him. So yeah, I like the move, to be honest.
I mean, it's good for the community of hockey, because a lot of people look up to Pavel Datsyuk as this icon. In Russia, they look at him like Michael Jordan. That's how big he is in Russia. But then again, you got to think to yourself, what will his legacy be in Detroit? I know he said a while back that he wanted to go back home to Russia, be with his family, whatever. And because they were able to trade his rights to the Coyotes, if you remember a few weeks back, and I know you have something else to say about this as well, because you and I are rivals in the same division, is they were trying to bid on Steven Stamkos.
Yes.
Yeah, that did not work out for either Buffalo or Detroit. And the real winner is Steven Stamkos and Tampa Bay Lightning. You know what? I really wish they had him at this point. They would have made so much money, and then they could have won stuff. Okay, they could have won cups. See, this is why Buffalo doesn't get nice things. I'm sorry.
Time out.
It's just because Eiserman's a good GM.
Maybe. But overall, though, I wish Pavel Datsyuk all the best in his new team in the KHL.
I think personally, like, this is just not good or bad, depending on how you look at it. I mean, it's bad for the Coyotes who picked up his contract, but then again, they've been on the losing end of a couple of things like that in the past. But, but it's good, that he's moving close to the family and that, so I get that.
And also, the Yotes had to get to the cap floor. That was another problem. So they didn't have a choice but to trade for his rights. And they did the same thing with Chris Pronger a couple years ago. They traded for his rights.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't they get Pronger?
Yeah, Pronger and Datsyuk, their contracts are now owned by the Arizona Coyotes. And could you imagine if Pavel Datsyuk actually played for Arizona, he actually would sell out his jerseys like that as like the number one jersey sold in the U.S. market over the summer of free agency? Could you imagine that?
Nope.
No, that's the same kind of thing. Like, I can't see any Lightning players wearing any Montreal jerseys.
Wait, can you repeat that last sentence? Well, there's our guy.
Yeah, I had to troubleshoot the damn laptop.
Laptop issues? Well, welcome back, asshole.
Alright, that was weird. The sound was being weird for a second.
Yeah, it's fine. Brett's used to me at this point. Yeah, so we were just talking about Pavel Datsyuk and his contract being signed for $7.6 million for 2 years over the KHL with this SKA St. Petersburg's. So, what did you have to say about that?
Next question, please.
Okay, no problem. Moving on. Next topic. Does anybody have any last-minute comments before we move on?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. So, moving on. So, about the whole PK Subban trade to Nashville, okay, we've already heard this shit before. We heard about him saying, PK was a bad, he was a bad teammate in the locker room. He had an attitude problem. He had this, he had that, blah, 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 blah. Like, there was just a bunch of shit that was just thrown in there in the last minute that we were all just thinking to ourselves, how could we ever imagine PK Subban ever being this kind of a player when he gives back to the community or whatever? But then Mark Bergevin was once again asked about PK Subban, and he made it announced in the public, and he had something to say about this. And apparently there's reports out there saying that Bergevin, that there was more to the PK Subban trade than the public knows, further fueling speculation that Subban's attitude was causing the locker room to be dysfunctional. And then it says, I like the guy who doesn't like to lose. Everybody likes to win. Everyone's happy when you win. I want guys when you lose, and it gets them inside. It hurts. And then you go back to work the next day. I don't want a guy who walks out of the rink thinking everything is cute, everything is fine, even though we lost the game, life goes on. Yeah, life goes on, but I want guys who feel hurt by a loss. So basically, he's saying, we suck, just continue to man up and just go forward like nothing happens. That's basically what he's saying.
I don't know, I mean, I'm not in any way, shape, or form a fan of PK Subban. He's a freaking punk. Yeah, okay, he does social work basically, or a lot of community service, everything. Great, but it gets him attention. That's what he wants. He's all about the rock star lifestyle. Look at how he dresses when he goes to events. He thinks he's some sort of clothing connoisseur.
We lost you, man. Yeah.
It was a night of technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's one of those moments. Maybe he should try headsets. Maybe that'll work out, but who knows. But Shadow, did you get the text through the group chat about the PK Subban speculation?
I started reading it, and honestly, I kind of knew there was more to it. I mean, because it was just let's see, causing the locker room to be dysfunctional. Well, no, I could have told you that, you stupid idiot. It's pure reaction right now.
Well, how do you feel about it?
I'm trying to. Wow. I mean, I knew there had to be more to it. It's just weird because, you know, I kind of knew something was up with that, and I agree he does live the rock star lifestyle, but in a way, what he does for the community and that is good, and I get that gets in attention and that, but it's just how some people are, I guess.
What do you think, Steffi?
Yeah, see, I hate PK Subban. I hate any Hab, really, and I mean, even though he's not technically a Hab anymore, I never liked him.
Why? Do you have an explanation?
Okay, so I started out actually as a Bruins fan.
Oh.
Dad. And I liked them up until they really they dissed people behind their back. So after they traded Dougie Hamilton and after they traded Tyler Seguin, the GM talked bad behind their back and said that they were doing, or they had problems or whatever, or couldn't fit in with the people in the locker room, and I was just like, really? That's not something you say after you trade someone. So I didn't really exactly I didn't like Peter Trilli, and I didn't really like the new guy coming in either, Don Sweeney. So I just I found the Dallas Stars. I love the Dallas Stars. I love Bengen.
God almighty.
And I just fell in love with the Lightning slowly over time as I met the players.
So let me get this straight. You became a Bruins fan when you started 5-6 years ago. Then he got traded to Dallas. So where does the Tampa Bay Lightning come in?
Okay, the Lightning comes in from... Okay, so basically I started out liking a person named Valeri Nichushkin.
Yeah.
So I followed him, and I loved Russians. So I looked into more Russian players, found Vladislav Nemesnikov, started liking him. I followed then the Lightning team, and actually I had even been a Lightning fan previous to that too, honestly. My dad's both Bruins and Lightning.
Wow.
From his family, but he follows Lightning because it's the hometown team.
Well, I mean, I grew up an Islander fan, so there's a reasoning. I mean, if you're rooting for the hometown team, that's fine. But for me, I grew up as a Buffalo fan. I made myself a Buffalo fan for 20-plus years. And then the same time frame, I became an Islander fan. So I've been a fan of both for the last 20 years. So I totally get what you're getting from.
Well, aren't the Islanders more of a hometown team for you there, Bobby?
Yeah, that's why I said the Islanders, and I fucking hate the Rangers so much. You have no idea how much I hate the Rangers. God almighty. So, yeah.
I think I could figure it out.
Yeah, so, Brett, what were you saying before about Subban? Then you got cut off by the delay.
I don't like, I mean, he's one of those types of players or just personalities where he wants all eyes on him. You know, he wears the flashy clothes. He wants to be the center of attention. You know, it's just not the type of attitude that is really that's gonna be cohesive with a team sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Get those kind of guys in like baseball or basketball. You know, the sports where one player can just dominate the environment and change the course of a game.
Yeah.
Hockey's a little bit different. you got to be able to work together in defense, and especially for a defenseman. If he was scoring 90 goals a season, that's a different story. But he's a defenseman, and he's really not that good a one, if you ask me. So, I don't know.
It's an interesting concept. I mean, yeah, I mean
he's got a lot of Dougie Hamilton type characteristics. You know, he's an offensive first defenseman, which is completely ass backwards. Your defenseman played defense first. He's not tough in his own zone. He's not tough in front of the net. It's not something, you know, if you can't play with a little bit of grit, especially in front of the crease, find another position.
Interesting. But you also got to think, do you think he's going to be a bigger douche in terms of style and dress when he goes to Nashville, or do you think it's going to be a bit different since when he was in Montreal?
Oh, I think he's going to go over the top because it's the whole, you know, with Nashville being, you know, the big music center of America, really. I mean, it's not New York, it's not LA. When people go to make music, they go to Nashville. You know, he's gonna buy into that whole rock star thing, and it's gonna get out of hand quick.
Yeah, I can sense why. I feel like that about Evander Kane. Evander thinks he's hot shit because, you know, I mean, personally, I like Evander Kane as a player, but I don't like his personality. You know, he's always dressed in hot commodity. He's always dressed up like, you know, not like PK Subban, where he has the fancy fedora and the fancy jacket, but in a way that makes him look like James Bond. But the fact is that he'll go out and have a drink, and he'll just become a different human being. I mean, that's how I feel about Evander Kane. I mean, I can see the similarities with that with PK Subban, but I don't think PK would ever drink like an asshole like Evander Kane would. Although Evander Kane does go back to the community, and he'll just give right back to it and give out all the money in the world. I remember what's funny is, while we're talking about this, because we're going to be talking about him again later today anyway, so quick story is, during the lockout, I find it funny that he was like, oh, that's not a big deal. I have all this stack of cash in my hand, and he'll just hold it like a phone in Las Vegas during the lockout just a couple years ago. And I was like, my God, you serious? And then when he got traded to Buffalo, things just changed for him. He's not the superstar that everybody thinks he is. I mean, he is a good player, but to compare him to PK Subban is kind of out of a range, a little bit of, you know, how do I say it? Uneasy, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of a complex to compare PK to Evander Kane.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, both players are, you know, have.
Both players have what? Shan? I think we lost her. What do you think, Steph?
Well, okay, I think, and one of the main issues I have with PK is just the fact that he likes to showboat a lot, and so that's mainly one of the reasons why I didn't like him. And another one is the incident after, I believe it was the, let's see here, I think it was either 2014 or 2015. I think it was 2014. After the Canadiens beat the Bruins.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta take that call. Sorry about that. Let me just get right back in here. Yeah, shit. Yeah, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that. We got a missed call. Yeah, Rob, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, what the hell took so long, man?
I had to switch from my PC to my laptop.
Was that you that called us?
No, that wasn't me.
Interesting. Alright, I'm bringing Steffi into the call, so that's that. So, yeah, what were we saying before, Brent? About PK? Brett? He can't hear us. Yeah, so we're just in the middle of talking about, my life. Are we all here? Steph? What the hell's going on? This is interesting. Yeah, sorry guys, we're having a little bit of a dysfunctional problem. I gotta go leave the call, come right back. You know what? I'm gonna start my own call. Go from there. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. Okay, let me get these guys on board. Okay. Yeah, you're still live. No worries. I'm gonna bring everybody back.
Alright.
Yeah, you're back? You live?
Yeah.
This is really interesting call. Yeah, got called up and just went from there. Okay, sorry about that. Shannon, was that you before?
Hang on, I'm gonna try hacking it a different way. I just need to find my Skype info.
Yeah, the call got dropped entirely.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi went out on my end, but I have a laptop, so
yeah,
hacking.
Yeah, it just shut down the entire conversation, but we're still recording, so we're good from there.
Sorry about that.
You do that all the time. My God, it's like pick one fucking device, you know? It's like pick one or the other, you know? You go from laptop to phone.
No, let me explain my story. As I slowly transfer it to said laptop if it wants to work. And Skype just crashed. Oh, no, it's up. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was interesting. So, yeah, so we have HertlTheTurtle, our admin of the San Jose Sharks, on board tonight. So, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So, yeah, we're just in the middle of talking about PK Subban. So, before this whole commodity corrupted, what were you saying before, Steph, in the middle of your sentence?
Okay, I don't know where it dropped off at.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna what do you call it? We're gonna move on to the next topic anyway. So, moving on.
Showboating, and then his incident where he kissed Pierre.
Yeah, that's what it was. He kissed Pierre Maguire in the cheek. I remember that. It was like It was like directly after they beat Boston. It was just like a whole commodity deal, shit like that. I remember that too. It wasn't.
Yeah, there was no reason to do that.
Well, it's full of excitement. So that's that. So Rob, for your impression, what do you think about the whole PK Subban thing?
Oh, it's crazy, like, hearing all this and everything. But, I mean, I have no problem with him not getting pissed over a loss or anything.
I mean...
The kissing thing is weird, though.
That is true. But, yeah, so... Does anybody have any last-minute comments about PK before we move on?
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what he does in Nashville, for sure.
Well,
I think he could be a Druin or a Sagan and mature, but I don't think so.
Yeah, and the Buffalo Sabres are sort of dealing with that right now, actually, about the sort of Druin wannabe. We'll talk about him anyway tonight, so...
doesn't do much.
No, not Evander Kane. Screw that guy. Yeah, screw him. But speaking of that, so to add more drama to the bullshit theory, the Buffalo Sabres can actually be in serious trouble in October. So apparently reports were coming out today, and they were saying that Evander Kane and Ryan O'Reilly can both miss the beginning of the season, and it's under the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA article at 18-8.2, commissioner authority to impose a discipline for off-ice conduct, and Gary Bettman, under the CBA and under the league rules, has the ability to either fine, suspend, or even terminate the player's contract. And apparently, Evander Kane is facing non-criminal harassment charges from a couple weeks ago in Buffalo for apparently having sexual assault with at least two women, which was claimed to be grabbing one of them by the throat and throwing him into his car, and another one was grabbing one by the shoulder, which is obviously, I just said he's facing non-criminal charges. And Ryan O'Reilly from last summer is apparently facing his trial because he's yet to go to court, and he's going to be facing a possible 1-year suspension for his drunk driving incident. For those of you who don't remember, let me remind you. And Ryan O'Reilly got drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning in his very new convertible last summer, and he drove into a Tim Hortons and with his friend drunk and left the scene of an accident. You actually recall that.
Yeah, I remember that when it happened. I was pretty much all over the hockey world.
Oh, God. And I was embarrassed as a Sabres fan. And that was 6 days after he signed that $7.5 million contract, which is kicking off this year, by the way. So we have to deal with him, okay, deal with him in the middle of October without him and Evander Kane. It's like, come on. I mean, I get on the... Oh, goody. We have our Dallas Stars admin on board. Yay. Everybody give her a big round of applause. Come on, give me a big clap. Yay. Welcome back, asshole.
Sorry, family emergency. You can't help that.
Yeah, I know. No worries. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, we're just talking about Kane and O'Reilly, for those of you missing it out.
Let's not mention this.
We have to. We have to.
No, we don't. Let's just move on.
Yeah, this is final season debut. Yeah. Yeah, you two were fighting over Atlanta, okay? Relax.
We were fighting over what?
You were fighting over the Atlanta Thrashers earlier on the show. I was watching it, don't worry.
That scares me. That's scary.
Yeah, don't worry.
They had sick jerseys.
They did. But
yeah, I found out some interesting facts, but
I told him about the one.
I'll be right back. Gotta get food. Woo!
Taco Bell. Woo!
No.
No.
No Taco Bell?
No.
I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. But yeah, let's talk about this. So Evander Kane and Ryan O'Reilly could both miss the beginning of the season due to their crime charges. With Ryan O'Reilly could potentially face a 1-year suspension from driving from under the influence of leaving the scene of an accident with a crashed car into a Tim Hortons. And of course, I mentioned Evander Kane's sexual assault accusation a couple weeks ago at the NHL draft in Buffalo. So what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think they both get suspended? Do you think they both get fined? Or do you think they both get terminated with their contracts?
Ooh.
Vander Kane should just get kicked out of the NHL, period.
You think so?
Yeah. He doesn't deserve to be there.
Brittany's going to have something to say to you about that.
Yeah, right? Brittany would have been all over me for both of them. So luckily she's not here, so I can save myself some time and some breaths. Because usually when Brittany's on the show, Staffy, her and I, when it comes to, criminal justice or whatever, anything in terms of violence in the NHL or whatever, we always get into this angry debate about, yeah. We always, if you watch our last episode, we went at it. We just butted heads like that. And Shannon was there. She was like, okay, they're killing each other now.
No, I was actually getting ready to throw my 2 cents in because I did a research paper about sports violence, and about a year ago I did.
You moved on?
Yeah, we're still talking about it. Just eat.
Yes.
I told you to put my hat. But okay, yes. And so I was gonna throw my 2 cents in, saying some fans, do watch, that, and then they just went. I was like, keep the head down, just look away, just wait till this is over, then you can throw your 2 cents. And it was kind of funny.
Yeah, but sorry about that on the last show. My apologies.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
Oh my God, Brittany has had so many great moments on the show. It's ridiculous. Like
She has. It's legit.
it's pure gold. There should be like if somebody knows at least how to record like remix videos or whatever, it kind of like best of you know how to do it?
A little bit.
Yeah,
That'd be perfect.
yeah, wait. You ever see those videos on YouTube where it's like best of moments of this? You ever see those?
Yup.
Yeah, like do something like that, but just take the video of Brittany just fighting with me or with the other admins. That would just be the greatest thing ever. She would laugh her ass off. Okay, I will just admit that. This is just the greatest thing ever. It's hysterical. I want to see that up on the video at some point. It would be the greatest fucking job in the world. To somebody to actually just take all of her debates because it's just funny as hell. And just we'll put them all together on tape. That would
See, she's never on camera. She's always in the background, just hollering at you.
I don't know. That is true. That is true. But yeah. So we got off track a little bit. So let's talk about Ryan O'Reilly and Vander Kane for a second. What do you think is going to happen to both of those players individually? Starting with Ryan O'Reilly, what do you think is going to happen?
Tough to say. I mean, what he did, it happened over, it happened quite a while ago. I mean, at the very, very least, a suspension, if not an expulsion.
That's a little harsh.
Nah. What he did is he got into an accident at 4 in the morning because he was drunk, and then left the scene of the accident to go to Tim's Hortons.
No, the accident took place at Tim Hortons, and he left.
Oh! Well, that changed the whole story then.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This might be a little harsh, but I'm not a fan of drunk driving at all. But I say a half-season suspension. Quit stealing my food! Mine!
I'm hungry.
Banana slammer. Oh, God. But I think, though, terminating his contract over a drunk driving incident is a little harsh. But here's the thing about Ryan O'Reilly, okay? As a fan, the only reason he did not serve jail time was because he dodged a bullet. He didn't kill anybody. That's the only difference. He committed a crime, no matter what the situation is, whether you killed somebody or not. Ryan O'Reilly made 3 mistakes. He crashed his car, he didn't wait for the police, and he left the scene of an accident. That's 3 crimes right there. And then now they're bringing it up a year later when he's already played a full season in Buffalo. Everybody loves the guy, and he's making $7.5 million for the next 7 years in Buffalo. Okay, 7.5. And this contract, like I mentioned 5 minutes ago, is starting up this year. So for him, it should be like $5.
Yeah.
It should be like LeBron James money. That's how big it is, okay? And on top of that, it's like, is it really that harsh to punish somebody's contract by terminating it for drunk driving? Let's face it, so many people do stupid shit every day, every night, every time of the year. It doesn't matter what day it is or what time zone it is. Everybody has done something stupid. I mean, personally, I never drove drunk in my life. I'm not an alcoholic, but from just experiencing this and just for this to bring back into my head, I'm thinking to myself, oh God, I forgot about Ryan O'Reilly. It's just harsh. I mean, you think...
The thing is, though, the problem is for O'Reilly is he's actually facing criminal charges still, and Evander Kane isn't. So that's where the difference is between the two. Like Evander Kane, it's already been decided he's not going to face criminal charges on his latest, nonsense that he's pulling. So it's his 3rd incident.
I don't know, but the difference is whether Evander Kane was convicted or not, he was still part of it twice. Okay, he went through this in Christmas being at the Harbor Center, getting drunk at 4 in the morning, and having an intercourse with another woman with a condom on, I'm sure, and then leaves, and then they take his truck away, and then there's just went from there. And apparently the first time, the woman apparently lost memory to Evander Kane. He lost his memory, had severe trauma, and apparently there were bruises that she claims. And apparently there weren't any bruises. It's just another woman trying to get money out of a rich guy like him. Okay?
Similar to the Patrick Kane incident?
Now you're starting to sound like Brittany.
Rick?
I still don't know what happened with the Patrick Kane incident. I still feel like the media covered up a bunch of crap but never told us about everything.
That was interesting. Like, I didn't hear a whole lot about it, but when like a couple years ago when we first got into hockey, I was like, okay, Patrick Kane, okay, I don't like him. And then I heard about it and I was like, I don't like him even more. I hate him even more. You know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Avalanche, their goalie,
Varlamov.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that story was a little different because his wife wanted more money and he was drunk out of his mind. And they were saying that he literally threw her across the room, broke a glass table, and that came out as false because that never happened. Voinov's situation was a little bit different. So that was that. But Voinov's situation is so different that people can't even trust the guy anymore. That's all it really takes. It's just one fuck up and your career is over. That's all it takes.
For sure. I mean, I've heard of incidences before in different sports, as I've said before on some of these shows, of, players, how they've reacted. It only takes one wrong move in the public to ruin a reputation like that.
Absolutely.
Patrick Kane's a good example of that, or then again, he's had other incidences. Evander Kane, Ryan O'Reilly, those are all great examples of that. People may think, wow, they're good people, but then when this happens, that can all change.
And I think for me to say O'Reilly's contract should be terminated, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's going to at least serve a fine and a suspension for a couple games and look at it like it's nothing. Because for him to have his contract terminated after a situation that happened just about a year ago is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay? That's just mind-boggling. Even now. Evander Kane's situation is a little different. Evander Kane was accused for something, okay? Like Brett said earlier, Ryan O'Reilly is actually being charged for an actual crime. Evander Kane was accused, keep in mind, accused for sexual assault twice.
Yep.
So, the question is, what happens from there?
That's why I'm saying that O'Reilly's in bigger trouble. I mean, in the long run, or as far the long term or the big picture, as far as I see it, Evander Kane is a more heinous individual. Ryan O'Reilly, no one was hurt. He made a stupid choice. I don't agree with it, but he didn't put his hands on a woman. He didn't do anything like that. He got drunk and he wrecked his car. It's a dumbass mistake.
Yep.
But he's the one that's going to pay the bigger face the bigger consequences.
Yeah, because he has the bigger contract and he has more money than Evander Kane. Evander Kane is making approximately $6.45 million for the next 2 seasons. Ryan O'Reilly is making 7.5, like I said earlier, and he's probably going to pay a fine and get suspended. And on top of that, if you commit this kind of crime, your odds of being suspended from driving is worth a year. And I think with the hockey season coming up in October, this whole thing with him will probably just go off to the side and have his buddies take him. I don't know what the deal is going to happen. I don't know what happens. But I know that just happened. I think we talked about it on the last podcast on Thursday about Ray Bork with
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, so I think Ryan O'Reilly is going to suffer through the same consequence. But you know what? At least in the end of the day, Ryan O'Reilly can man up and take the suspension. That's all I can really say about that. Yeah. Do you have any comments, Steph or Rob?
I just think he'll probably get a fine and suspension.
Probably. What about you, Steph?
I still say that Evander Kane needs to leave the NHL. And as for Ryan O'Reilly, I think I would just give him a suspension.
I would say so too. I would definitely say so too. Does anybody have any last minute comments before we move on?
No.
No? Rob? Colette?
Nope.
Nope. Brad, do you have any last comments?
No, I'm good. I finally got my computer going again. Jesus.
Yay! Yay!
Woo!
It lasts. I can see your handsome blue eyes.
No, I'm a pretty man, and I.
You're a pretty man.
It's all in the lighting. It's all in the lighting.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we really must have bad lighting. Or lack of lighting.
Yeah. I mean, Brett's got probably the best lighting out of all of us here. That's for sure. Anyway, so moving on. Pittsburgh Penguins news-wise is that Bill Kessel underwent hand surgery on Friday to correct an injury that he suffered way back in the first round against the New York Rangers. How is that possible? You go through an injury that pretty much took you down for the rest of the season, and you just play like nothing just happened. How is this possible?
Well, it's possible because maybe it was just something minor at first. Like, I don't know exactly what the injury was, but I'm assuming a hand. It could be
or something.
It might be.
Know.
It could be anything from a joint, which that could be fixed pretty easily. I'm assuming carpal tunnel syndrome, very minor.
We don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but if he was playing with the injury, obviously
kudos to him.
Yeah, kudos to him. And also, he probably was kind of pushing it until the very last minute. You know.
Yet he won a Stanley Cup with it, which is just hilarious. So
no, that's funny.
I mean, it reminds me of a pitcher years ago for the Boston Red Sox, Curt Schilling.
Oh yeah, the
Oh yes.
The bloody sock.
The bloody sock.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yep,
the bloody sock.
bloody
game.
sock.
Granted, it's
Well,
not.
there's a big difference between, having a blister rub through on your ankle versus an injury
I thought it was worse. I don't know. I
surgery.
thought it was
Schilling
I call complete shenanigans on the whole getting the injury in the first round thing because he's not the type to play like that.
Well,
He's not going to play at a high level especially with a hand injury because that's how he makes his money. And face it, Phil Kessel, not exactly the most hardcore hockey player you'll see out there.
No.
He's no Bergeron playing. And Bergeron played with a punctured lung in the finals in 2013. You know,
Okay,
Kessel
how we
doesn't
did
have
that.
that kind of heart.
That is true. And keep in mind, Phil Kessel is also an Iron Man too, so that's another thing. I don't think Phil Kessel's got injured in the last 6-7 years since he had shoulder surgery. Yeah, that guy has not gotten injured until now. But in the end of the day, Phil Kessel will be okay, I'm sure. But
oh yeah, he'll bounce back from the injury.
Believe that.
But he probably reason why he played through this season. It's kind of that Iron Man mentality. I'm not gonna stop until I cannot play anymore with this injury. You know, a lot of people in certain sports, hockey, lacrosse, have that philosophy in their head. Don't ask them why. Believe me, I've been there. We don't know why, but it's because we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep pressing through the injury. Oh, I just, sprained my thumb or I just popped something out. Oh, I gotta pop it back in or what have you.
yeah,
You know.
I hear you. But,
Yeah.
Cortisone is a beautiful thing.
Exactly. That's probably what he
Definitely.
Cortisone, Motrin.
Woo!
Probably a small joint or a small manipulated joint that wasn't gonna be damaged anymore by playing with it, and so they just shot him up before every game, and now he's gonna have surgery to give a permanent repair. It's not a major injury. It's not newsworthy as far as
not at all. No, he's still functioning pretty well with it, from what I heard.
I mean, why should it be? I mean, the guy is freaking tough on his knees. He's playing with an edge. He was rock solid in the playoffs. I mean, how much more can you ask for a guy like Phil Kessel? And I know Rob is crying in the background because he knows how painful it was to lose to him in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, and I'm still wondering if Pavelski was injured at any point or not.
I don't know either. But then in the end, I know the same thing could go to Steffi for the Eastern Conference Finals. Sorry.
No trip! Oh.
Alive over there? Yeah, you're alive.
If only Vasi made that one save.
Only Baskets had returned. If only Stammer had done something when he returned.
Hey, you need a hug over there. I'm sorry. I cannot give it to you. Here, let me give you a hug from the stream. I'm sorry, Steph. I have you.
And we can't blame Carl.
Oh. Imagine San Jose and Tampa in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Carl's gone.
And he still sucks. Yay!
But
He went
thank
from one of my
God
favorite
he's gone.
teams to my other favorite teams, and now he's gone.
Joy.
But how is the Phil Kessel injury any different than what Tyler Johnson played through? Because he had a hand issue.
Yeah, but Phil Kessel didn't complain at all. Phil Kessel would just played like it was nothing. Tyler Johnson had a little bit of speculation. It's the only difference.
Yeah, but Tyler Johnson still played with it.
Yeah, but look at Stamkos. I know he had a blood clot, which is not fair to compare the two, but let's face it, Stamkos had a blood clot, and if the Tampa Bay Lightning didn't repay him $8.6 million or $8.5 million just to get another blood clot, what's going to happen then? I mean, I'm not comparing that situation to Phil Kessel, but Phil Kessel just didn't even complain at all. He just played like it was nothing, like I said, for the fourth time, and won a Stanley Cup.
Okay, you want to know? I mean, I found out that apparently Stammer was like good to go like well in advance before he came back, and I have reason to suspect that there was something going on behind the scenes.
So why the hell didn't they play him in the first place?
Because Bettman wanted the Penguins to win.
Of course he does. Does anybody have a rubber dildo? You could just put Crosby's face on it and swing it in Bettman's face.
Oh my god, for the entire Eastern Conference final, I had to mute the broadcast because I didn't know how many times you could get seriously drunk off of that broadcast. How many times did he mention Sid's name? Ugh. Sid's name plus the camera on Sid. It was just like, I wanted to like blow my brains out.
They were so dead silent after we won Game 3 too. It was hilarious.
Hey, it's not as bad as hearing Sam Rose and Joe Micheletti talk about Kreider and be like, "Hey Sam, what a diving play by Kreider."
I don't know. I'm so over Sidney Crosby. I have been since he came into the league. I hate that guy.
Who doesn't? Okay, I don't hate
Penguins fan?
I hate him now because he beat us.
I don't hate the Penguins, but I hate Crosby. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I hate Letang too.
Is there anybody you don't hate?
Pretty much anyone who doesn't play for the Penguins.
It's one of those days. It's one of those days.
Yep.
And speaking of Phil Kessel, while we're talking about him, because he did play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, his former team, I don't know if we covered this on Thursday or not, Brad or Twins. Remind me if we did. And we'll just talk about it again anyway. Is Jonathan Bernier was traded to the Anaheim Ducks on Friday in exchange for a conditional pick in 2017. And it's likely going to be either a third or a fourth going to Toronto.
Yeah, we covered that briefly, I think. Didn't really get into it.
Not really.
Because we didn't have a podcast on Saturday because I was Pokemon hunting and I was doing other stuff.
Woo!
I bet LA fans are crying right now.
Yeah, Leaf fans are more butthurt about Stamkos than they are about, like, oh my god, Barney's gone!
And now LA's like, great, we have two of our former backups going to rival teams now.
Yeah, right? It's like, right. So basically, it was Freddie Anderson for Jonathan Bernier.
See, the thing is, like, they got that's a pretty cheap price for a solid backup.
Yeah.
You know, a third or a fourth round pick.
We do that
because and Bernier. I think if you get the right goalie coach, he has the potential to be a solid starter. Not necessarily like an elite starter, but a top half of the league. You know, he's a good backup for sure. He's one of the better backups that you'll see out there. But you know, to get him for a third round pick, possibly, or if it goes as far as a fourth round pick, you know, it's cheap money.
Yeah, I hear you. But I think at the end of the day, when you break it down, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs won the trade because the Ducks gave up more. No, the Leafs gave up more in the Frederik Andersen trade to get Freddie, and then later they give up. You know, the Ducks get Bernier for a pick that's in the in the third or fourth round. So, I think in the end, mathematically, Toronto won the trade. As much as I hate the Leafs, I have to admit it. I'm sorry, I have to admit it. But the question is, how do you guys feel about the whole situation this whole summer with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Because they were talking about bringing back James Reimer. Obviously, it didn't happen. They were trading Freddie Anderson. They gave him this monster contract. Then they all of a sudden trade Bernier to a playoff team for a crappy middle round pick.
Summer of broken promises and dreams, maybe? Sorry, Toronto fans, but I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say.
Yeah, first they don't get Reimer back. Then, of course, they don't get the homeboy and Steven Stamkos. Good.
Right. So, broken hope, broken dreams? Broken promises?
But they had the number one pick.
Number one pick doesn't mean anything.
No, that doesn't mean anything.
He's going to get his clock cleaned the minute he tries to cross the ice with his head down, and it's going to be a sad day because he's going to be out for weeks.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be McDavid all over again.
Oh yeah, that was a great series. Yeah, proud to the Leafs for that. Yeah, good shit. Yeah, high five, guys. Woo! Virtual high fives about the Leafs.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? Worst case scenario, they get the number 1 pick again next year, and then they have all that hype too, right?
God hope that does not happen. Please.
And then Upper Deck's gonna make every single one of their hockey packs feature that guy on it.
Fuck the Leafs.
No,
We're
it's
gonna have an Austin Matthews
going to be
collection
just
this
like
year.
the Oilers for the next, 6-8 years. They get
They better not.
the top 3 picks in every single draft, but they can never win more than 20 games.
And then yet they think that Babcock's going to take this team around in 2-3 years. Like, my ass. My ass. And speaking of the Leafs, they're actually in the hunt, apparently. Leafs fans make the claim already, saying that if Jimmy Vesey, and I'm going to show you something about this, by the way, is...
Did I hear the name of my least favorite player in the NHL?
Oh God! Don't mention him! Don't mention him! Don't mention him!
Yeah, we're going to mention him anyways. Sorry, Shannon. Don't worry, I love you too.
Yeah.
I have to deal with her, guys. This isn't funny.
Hilarious.
It is.
Yeah, you guys want to see something funny? Apparently, Northtown Automotive in downtown Buffalo actually paid up, I forget the price,
Oh, it was a lot.
for a billboard that says Buffalo loves Vesey. When just a couple days ago, I mentioned that Vesey's meeting with the Sabres went very, very well, and they were very comfortable with the procedure, because the Sabres didn't just straight up say, "Hey, what are you signing?" No, they pretty much just gave him what Buffalo wanted. And apparently, they're trying so hard to convince him to come. They actually made this billboard. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing
Yeah,
that.
I meant to send that to you when I saw it.
I love this idea because personally, it worked with Robin Regier.
Stop.
They were gonna make it for Stamkos, but they never did. Thank God, because they would have looked like assholes. Oh wait, unless you're the Leafs, who managed to claim prematurely that they were gonna get him, and make the assumption, and have a big parade, and have the mayor come in, give him this Toronto Maple Leaf jersey with his name on it, and just go from there. And just they did it with Luongo and McDavid. It's like, stop it already. Come on. And then and I love the idea that they brought in Vesey with the name and stuff like that. It's just great. So, what does everybody think?
He's still unproven. Hobie Baker winner doesn't mean anything in the NHL.
Look at Jack Eichel.
Jarrett, he still played for a team that didn't make the playoffs.
Point.
Meanwhile, your team that's falling into decline, missing them on the last day.
2 years out of 9 with no, but you know what? They were still closer than Buffalo, for 2 years.
Yeah, and everyone's talking crap about your defense, saying, "Oh, Chara's done," and yeah.
I'm the first one to say Chara's done.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you're probably the last guy that said, "Thank God we got rid of Sagan and Hamilton," because look.
No, I love those trades. I hated Hamilton.
Why?
What's your opinion on Sagan then?
Sagan?
Yes.
Sagan is a system player. He doesn't play the Boston way of hockey. He can play the Dallas way of hockey.
Thank you.
That's true.
Same thing with Louis Eriksson. He was awesome in Dallas. I was excited to see him come, but he's not a Boston style player, So, I'm glad to see him go too. I'm super excited to see Backus.
Carl is too. Carl might be fine elsewhere, but he just wasn't fit for the Bolts.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bolts,
He wasn't fit for the Sharks either.
there's a
Even
picture
though I
of
like them.
Buffalo running the Magikarp.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see Backus playing this year. I want to see him on the right wing with Bergeron and Marchand. I think that'll be an unreal top line. But as far as Hamilton goes, the same reason I don't like Subban. He's a defenseman that wants to play offense. If you're a defenseman, you play from the net out and you play defense first. Hamilton's what, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", something like that?
I think he's like 6'2", I believe.
Yeah. He's a big body guy, but he plays like he's Marchand size.
Go for it.
And speaking of Marchand, I found his preschool picture.
Playing on my sister.
What the fuck is that? Is that
in the background, and she was catching Pokemon.
I was just sitting. I'm like, Tina, stay there. There's a Pokemon on you. Okay.
Apparently, Pokemon are like really attracted to anywhere on my body. Like we were catching some today in a park, and there was one on my shoulder, and she's just looking at me. Yeah, that's cool.
It's Tauros. That's our new Sabres mascot. So,
Nice. And I go, it's on my shoulder, isn't it? Yeah. That's my 5th one today. Like, they're just really attracted to my body, and I don't
Apparently,
know
yeah,
why.
or at
It's
least I
weird.
find them.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
But
I think
yeah,
I'm the
so-
only adult in America that doesn't have that game on my phone.
I know you're anti-Pokemon, but you shouldn't.
I wasn't a Pokemon fan when I was a kid either.
Hey, neither were we.
Neither were we. We're still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, see?
I still collect and play the cards.
Same with Brittany. Brittany's playing Pokemon Go. We all love it.
You know what? There's a game similar to that by the same company.
We have a lot of fun with that game.
It's called Ingress. If you don't like Pokemon, play Ingress. It's 2 teams. Join Team Green because we're the best and we want to help the world.
Oh,
And
joy,
we just capture
Rattata.
portals and stuff.
already fine if we're bragging about Pokemon. Steffi, you might get the name, but I caught a Pikachu.
Eyes are chalk.
Yeah, I got.
Yes!
Yeah!
I had to name it after
I
that.
had to name it.
Because
Yeah, I
I
put Pikachu a while ago, so let's just put it at that.
There's a Rattata on the podcast. Yay.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry, Brett. We had to go gay on Pokemon for a minute.
It ran away.
You know what? That's what y'all into. Whatever. That's fine. But
Yeah,
The Rattata does not like hockey.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we're all having a good time on here. That's what it matters to me. But yeah. So let's move on. We're gonna talk about monster contracts that were given away to Mark Scheifele and Nate McKinnon on Friday. And Mark Scheifele re-signed with the Winnipeg Jets for 8 years, worth about $49 million, and he's going to be making an annual average value of $6.135 million per season. Holy shit! Then,
Yeah, that's huge.
yep, and then here's where it gets really better. Gets better. Nathan McKinnon re-signed with the Colorado Avalanche for 7 years, worth about $44.1 million at average of $6.3 million. So basically, Mark Scheifele is making $5 million more than what Nathan McKinnon is making right now. Wow.
Damn.
Woo!
I got nothing.
Nope.
Those are gonna blow up in their faces.
Oh my god.
I hate long contracts. Not necessarily big contracts. If you get them for that kind of money for 2 years, I can be okay with it because they're in their say they're gonna hit their peak in that 2-year span.
Couple-year window.
Yeah, and then you readdress the contract after 2 years. And Chiarelli was the worst for this because, Bergeron got an 8-year deal. Krejci got an 8-year deal. Chara got a 6-year deal. Rats got an 8-year deal.
How about the Taylor Hall trade?
Stupid contracts. Just because of length, not necessarily money, but how long you're keeping these players under contract when one bad injury ends it all. Look how many years they were paying, or how long now. I mean, was it Florida's still paying Savard?
Well, they traded his rights to New Jersey.
Oh, he went to New Jersey? Okay, so now New Jersey is paying Savard because he's still under contract.
Chris Pronger.
Yeah. One
Devils at
bad,
the time needed to get to the floor.
guys that haven't been on the ice in years, but they're still getting paid millions of dollars, and they're sitting out on the couch watching hockey and eating Cheetos,
Well, let me ask you this: how long, when the Bruins signed Mark Savard's contract, when he first signed, how long was his deal? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
No.
I know it was a longer deal because it's still active. His contract's still active, and and let's see, he got hurt the year of the cup run, right?
That's hair. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He got injured like 5 months prior to this.
Yeah.
You.
But I think correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't his name on the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, because he was on the NHL roster. Pretty sure.
It's interesting. But how do you guys feel about what's it called? How do you feel about Scheifele and McKinnon's contracts?
They're good players, but I mean, locking them up for that long. I mean, one injury, one botched, move got botched. Yeah, I got it from wrestling. I learned stuff. I learned. That's all it takes to ruin that big contract. I mean, granted, the Preds just, a couple weeks ago, they just signed Forsberg to a 6-year, $36 million deal, right around that area.
But he's still
young.
Okay, do you know how old McKinnon and the other guy are? Shafley?
Scheifele's like 22, 23. Might be older.
Okay.
And McKinnon, I think, is 20 or 21 years old.
Okay, so they're both.
I thought they were older. Okay. Then yes, it's worth it. But obviously they must see some potential there to sign them for that long. And I feel like they're already playing at such high expectations. I don't know about the other guy, but I know about McKinnon because I've seen him a couple of times, and believe me, the guy's phenomenal. And I'm not gonna lie, he's phenomenal. And stop it. And I think he's worth it. However, I want to see him prove himself year after year after year after year. And I think that applies to both of them.
Well, I mean, they do bring up a good point. I mean, what if they both get injured and their careers are done?
Exactly!
Like Brett said earlier. I mean, it's dangerous, but then again, it could work in the end if he stays healthy. I mean, look at the Ducks contract. Look at Phil Kessel's contract. Look at Kane and Taves. Their contracts are monstrous.
Oh man, Canes was a bad idea.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with all the trouble he's gotten in.
The guy has 3 Stanley Cups. How is this a fair fucking idea?
No more cups for Chicago.
No more.
Please.
They're done. They're cut off. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's not like Taves did well in the playoffs or anything.
Kane and Taves are like 27, 28 years old and still in their prime. How is it that they're not? Excuse me. How is it that they're not in their prime? They're 27, 28 years old. Jesus Christ.
I guess they considered 30 the prime. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Those
late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, those guys don't have like
technically
much more of a ceiling than what they're already at, though. Like, there's nothing they can build, or they can't go any higher. They've won.
An idea. Thanks, guys.
They've been all-stars. They've done,
Sure,
everything they could do. Minus, wait, did they win? Were either of them on the gold medal team for Canada?
I think so. I think they've been in all of Canada's gold medal championships, I'm sure, except for 2006.
So, I mean, you look at it, there's nothing else they can do. They can't go any higher. So, all they can do is fall off.
Win, more wins. But the problem is Blackhawks are so stacked. But there's a reason why they're under contract. Unlike Patrick Sharp's contract, who they were talking about potentially trading at the deadline.
Are you kidding me?
What did you say? Nick?
No, it's the Ingress game I was telling you guys about. A portal I captured today. Some idiot's playing it. I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Who would? Not even bothering.
Hey, I've seen people play Pokemon Go at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, now be quiet.
Or putting on the little home vacuums and just letting it go around their house.
True. Hey.
No, people are doing that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's just how bad it is. That really is. But, yeah, so does anybody have any last minute comments about the McKinnon and Scheifele deals?
No. There, I spoke for both of us.
Yep, and let's talk about the relocation teams. So next year there's going to be 2 AHL teams moving to new cities. So the affiliate team, the Binghamton Senators, who are the affiliate team of the Ottawa Senators, are moving to Belleville, Ontario next year, which is the same region area as the Ontario Hockey Team League, the Belleville Bulls in the OHL. So the Belleville Bulls will, so they're going to be called the Belleville Senators next year, basically.
Okay, that's cool.
And the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow are expected to announce that the St. John's Ice Caps will be moving to Laval, Quebec. So they're going to be being called the Laval Ice Caps. Didn't they just move to St. John's like 2 years ago?
Not sure.
If they're not bringing in the income, they don't have the following, then they're not going to be able to stay.
Well, that's unfortunate to them, but then again, you should be very happy about the Ice Caps considering they have John Scott.
John Scott.
John Scott.
Robbie, Robbie, high five from the screen, man.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Worship bus. And, Rob, this is for you, by the way, and I'll send you the link, and you can post this on the Facebook page later.
Oh my gosh, I have something I can post now. Yay.
Yeah, it's about the San Jose
I
Sharks.
feel ya.
You might not be happy about it, but here we go. And I just found this out. And
is it birds?
Yeah, just listen. So apparently there's a report out there saying with the salary cap ceiling coming to a close, the San Jose Sharks could look to move a piece from their roster. That could be either Tommy Wingels, Matt Nieto, or Marco Muller. Patrick Marleau's name has once again been reached out to trade talk in the, has been kicked around, but his high cap and no trade clause could dock him to stay in San Jose.
When did we even sign Nieto?
Well, Wingels, Nieto, and Muller. And then they're saying Patrick Marleau is in the trade talk.
We get rid of Wingles, who's going to be our checker. Mueller's still young and can develop well, and you guys know I always said trade Nieto anyway, so that would be bad.
Yeah. Oh wait, you were talking about DeMello that you wanted to get rid of so bad.
Yeah. And then I was offered up Nieto in trade talks.
Fine, give Nieto to the Bruins, and we'll be all be happy by the end of the day.
Hey, what the hell? Why do I get? We've got enough problems, all right?
Here she comes. Here she comes.
You want Coppola too?
I'm just thankful every day I wake up and I don't see an announcement that they signed Chris Ross.
I think Nieto's still an RFA though.
Literally, Bobby's like going like this just a minute ago.
Hey, he's still an RFA.
Ugh. Just shot myself.
Okay.
So's DeMello.
Yeah, right.
Someone sign DeMello, please.
What is it? Do you have a dog that likes to bark a lot, Bobby? Is that what the
no.
model's for?
It's a joke from
No. I actually.
But I literally went up to this like.
This I have for different reasons.
lunatic.
I'll show you. Let me reveal my answer to you. In case you're wondering about the water bottle. Let me move my lamp. Yes, I said lamp. Let me go get him. Here he comes.
Oh, it's funny because my pick on Skype is Mirko Mueller.
I kind of messed with her a little bit. We spray each other with water bottles. I'm like, it's a joke from a TV show.
There you go, Brad.
Mantle.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, hi, Mantle.
Yeah, this is.
That
Mantle.
is a note broke.
Yeah, this is Mantle. This is my ball python.
Aww.
Yeah,
Don't show my mom.
Don't show Dad.
Don't show some of our folks either.
So Brett doesn't like snakes, and you
Nope.
don't like snake stuff. No?
My dad doesn't like them, but I like them.
I don't understand. Like, they're just an animal with no fucking arms or legs. Jesus Christ. I've never met some...
No, I like snakes.
That's the point, but they can still move.
I'm okay with snakes. My folks don't like them though.
Yeah.
So we get a little lizard instead. Stubby.
Hey, at least,
Sexy.
Snakes.
at least you have a gecko. I got this guy. But I also have a ferret and a dog, so I can't really complain too well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
I
cool.
have a fat cat.
Cats.
I have no pets.
Yep, and apparently there's been reports out there in Toronto Sun area, and they're saying that Lou Lamoriello and Austin Matthews are hopeful that they can get a contract done with Austin Matthews very soon. He left training camp without a contract, but this should be okay. Now, the question is, does Austin Matthews, because I know some people are going to give you this excuse saying, oh, Austin Matthews is not going to sign or whatever, but do you think Austin Matthews will sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh, that's tough. Possible.
At what point does he become eligible to sign with another team?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a deal mean, I know Jimmy Vesey, because he's a UFA, is August 15th, but...
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I know, Shannon. Until you then, okay, it's my property, it's not yours anymore.
I'll cover your precious ears.
Yeah,
Bad bucket.
and you know what? Just to be an asshole for Christmas, I'm gonna send Shannon a Jimmy Vesey Sabres jersey.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'd be dying of laughter. No, don't spring me. That's cold.
What it really comes down to is how much. I mean, really, it's like, and I think it's completely wrong, because if you're a professional player and you're drafted by a team, you should play for that team. There shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least give them a shot.
Lindros threw a fit. Refused to play for Quebec, and he got traded to Philly for, I think it was rights to Forsberg.
Yeah.
And then it was like Quebec got like 6 players out of the deal. And what happened? They went out and won themselves a Stanley Cup.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So, but the thing is, it's like, if you're a kid playing junior hockey, or college hockey, whatever, you get drafted by a certain team. Well, guess what? Now you're under contract for 3 years minimum. That's the way I see it. And and especially if you're coming out of college and going to the NHL, for sure. You see it in all sports. Like, Eli Manning refused to play for the Chargers, and so he went to play for, ridiculous. They shouldn't have that option where, I don't want to play there, so I'm not going to sign with him. But because I guarantee, if he goes to sign somewhere else, he's still getting paid like a number 1 pick.
Yeah, but the only thing is that the league can only give him $950,000. That's the only difference. Whether Austin Matthews signs with another team or not. I honestly think Matthews is going to leave Toronto. I know some people will be like, "Oh, you're ridiculous," but honestly, if you look at his expressions from the draft and into his pictures or whatever, Austin Matthews legitimately has no expression. I mean, look. He has legitimately no expression on his face.
Yeah, like there's a small grin on his face, but
he's wearing a Maple Leafs jersey. How happy would you be?
Not happy.
That's like McDavid with Edmonton.
Yeah, I feel bad for Matthews and McDavid.
I swear, if they make him captain, good luck trying to make the playoffs or win a cup or anything.
Yeah, they're already saying McDavid's going to be the captain.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry.
Hey.
I'm just waiting for
What?
Getting laggy.
From Rob. That's
No, you guys are.
What's going on?
Yep. So that's that. Does anybody have any rumors going on about their team? Hello? Rob, Shannon?
Your phone.
Shannon, did you hear what I said? Hello?
Who?
Yeah, Rob, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys hear me?
Check.
Yeah, it's just really laggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the wacky feed here too.
Yep.
Yeah, so everyone's here?
Check.
Damn it, Skype.
21 and 22 are here.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was there any rumors about your teams as of late?
So I was about to check on, actually.
Yeah, because I haven't heard from you in a while, Rob, so I figured I'd let you do that. Because I just told you about San Jose with Muller, Nieto, and Ingles.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Steph and Brett and Twins? Do you have any rumors about your team?
Oh, there we go.
Honestly, it's been pretty quiet for Boston the last few days. There hasn't. I mean, they're going to China for a trip.
Tell us about that. What's this all about?
Honestly, I haven't had a chance to dig into it too much, but let me see if I can pull it up what I saw the other day.
Well, if you can find it, can you post it on the page so we can get an idea?
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Twins? Any reports about your team?
Nope. No, it's been pretty quiet, which is bizarre. Everything has cooled down from what I know, from what I've heard and know, from the yes, we're looking at you, Lightning fan. Yes, with the Bishop and Rask and that.
Yeah, I hear you. Wow. Shannon just got whacked in the fucking face.
This is Christina!
Wow. So, do you have any rumor stuff about your team?
I do.
You do. Beans. What do you got?
All right, Nikita Nestorov. Rumors are that he's, I don't know if you already know about it, but he's probably looking into either going back to the KHL or possibly going to just quit altogether and raise his family.
Well, if you can report that on the page of As of Force, like yours truly.
Okay.
Yep, that works for me. No reports yet, Rob, about San Jose?
No, I mean, we did. I think this week was like our development camp. So we'll see what comes out of that. If anybody really stood out.
Yeah, I actually have something interesting to say, but then I found out it was bullshit in the end of the day. So I'm just going to spread the beans anyway. Just spill it out. And apparently, and I know this is fake from the beginning, and they were saying that on August 15th, Jimmy Vesey's going to sign with the Buffalo Sabres, and on the same day, they're going to make a trade with the New York Rangers to send Cody Franson and Zemgus Girgensons to the New York Rangers to send Rick Nash to the Sabres.
I don't think they're going to get Rick Nash that cheap.
Nope.
I don't think so. I think they're going to sign Vesey, because here's the thing. I feel to me that you get one of the two options. You can either sign Jimmy Vesey or you get Rick Nash. But I think at the end of the day, the most realistic odds are to sign Jimmy Vesey. That's just my opinion. I mean, who really knows at this point? But they're saying if Vesey leaves, which I highly doubt is going to happen, is that he's either going to aim for Boston or he's going to go to Toronto. He's going to play up in the northeastern area if he decides not to play for Buffalo, which I highly doubt that's going to be.
He might end, or he played for Harvard, right? Maybe he'll go back to Beantown.
He's not going back to Harvard, for sure. But,
No. I mean, he'll come play for Boston. And then you're.
I feel if he goes to Boston, he's going to be trade bait within 2 or 3 years down the line. Because who is he going to play with besides Bergeron?
Killorn.
Who else do you need to play with? No, I mean, he's not going to play with Krejci because, for whatever reason, Krejci doesn't get along with just anybody.
Look, Krejci was in trade special.
There's been rumors, and I posted that. We talked about that on Thursday. There's been rumors about Krejci linked to a trade with Anaheim for Cam Fowler, and that's something I've heard a lot of people talking about how that's too high a price, whatever, this, that, and the other. Everyone puts too big a price, or they overvalue Krejci for what he is, and he's very talented, absolutely, but he doesn't just play well with just anybody. He's not like a Bergeron. He doesn't make everyone around him better. And the big problem that he's had is, or people say, oh, he hasn't had a true finisher on the wing with him. Well,
that's not true.
Yes and no. I mean, they say the closest thing he had to a finisher was Michael Ryder. But he played with Sagan for a little bit off and on, and Sagan didn't get along with him, so he played with Bergeron. He had Eriksson, and I will say Eriksson is a goal scorer, but he's not the kind of guy to get dirty and go into the nasty areas to score a goal.
Ethan Horton and
Nathan Horton. He's more of a power forward than a true goal scorer.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if Easy does sign with Buffalo, there's two speculations here. The first one is that the odds of him playing with Jack Eichel next season are very, very high. And second, and ask yourself this question: would anybody ever pass up the opportunity to play with Jack Eichel, Ryan O'Reilly, Evander Kane, Sam Reinhart, and Kyle Okposo? Who would pass that up? You would pass that up?
I would.
Obviously, Stamkos did.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, I would, because
Yeah,
I don't
me
know
too.
how to skate. I don't know how to skate. Me.
I know. Low blow, Bobby.
yeah, but the only difference is Buffalo's going up and Boston's going down. That's the only difference.
Okay, we'll see who ends up higher in the rankings this year. How's that?
Trust me,
Little
Jimmy
less
Vesey's
talk,
gonna
lot
sign
more.
with the Sabres.
Little less talk, a lot more action for both teams.
Yeah, she's got a point. How you doing?
I mean, if you come out of the media and you tell them, hey, the meeting with Buffalo went very, very well, and it was very comfortable. And my best friend is playing in Buffalo, so I might as well play with him. And plus, keep in mind, Easy and Eichel were playing in a junior hockey tournament. They were playing in a hockey tournament in Foxborough 2 months ago, together. They were on the same line, and there's even clips of it on the internet on fanside.com/diebytheblade, and they posted video of them two playing together. It was like 15 minutes long, whatever. But it was just two of them playing on the same line, showing some chemistry on the ice. So that's that. So, does anybody have any last-minute comments before we wrap up the show tonight? I know it's kind of long. I know it was kind of botched, but then again, it was fun. I had fun with it. So that's all that matters to me at the end of the day. So.
Always.
Yep. So who's me? Who said what?
Hi, me. The Preds were. I've heard rumors of them pursuing Andrew Ladd, or something fell through with that, or Louis Eriksson.
Congratulations, you can pronounce names finally.
Hey, it takes me a while, unlike you.
Oh, take it easy.
It's already gone to Vancouver.
Just remember who's the alpha twin here.
Take it easy, Weasley twins. You can kick each other's ass with their wands and beat the shit out of Harry Potter later. I know you will.
What?
I don't understand that reference.
We don't understand Harry Potter, okay?
Yeah.
I get the reference.
Okay, let me explain this. Ron Weasley has two twin brothers. I forget their names. I think it was Fred and George, and they legitimately manipulated each other, and they would always carry wands around.
No. They're like twins from The Shining. Yeah.
It's Harry Potter, for God's sakes. Come on.
No,
You're
we
letting
haven't
your nerd
seen anything of that.
Bobby.
Yes.
You're letting your nerd hang out.
No, I got this one.
Monster.
Hey, got that bitch!
That's for sure. Oh God, you got a cat there.
Yep. This is the fat cat.
Fat cat, Garfield.
Oh, kitty!
Yeah, I think you've seen my dog on the show.
Patrick Marlowe.
Oh, Joe Pavelski. Animal.
Yeah, no, that's Lily.
We call it Patrick.
Lily!
Joy. So, is any last comments before we go?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
I'm good.
Nope. Good. All right. So, I guess we'll wrap up the show here. So this is your host Boomstick of NHL Fans 365. They had out of the Buffalo Sabres. And Stephanie, tell us who you are one more time. Talking to you, Steph.
What? Hang on, what?
Wait, tell us who you are one more time.
Oh. I'm HowYouDrouin, the Bolts admin.
There you go. That's how we like to do it around here. What about you, Brett?
OnCluade 9, only Bruins admin.
For now.
For now.
Twins.
I am #WouldYouLikeSomeSpez. Thanks for letting me join in really late, but better late than never, right? Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I am RinneSetGo, the loser out of the two of us. Shut up. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep, and Rob?
I'm #HertlTheTurtle. Glad I was able to join you guys tonight.
That's unfortunate. We have to fucking going. So, as always, this is your host Boomstick, and
Good night.
we will see you in the next one. Sayonara.